The arm, we have at least three of the arms in the of the nerves in the arms that we can identify clearly. Okay? And we have this one in this color, whatever color is that, is the median nerve. This green is the ulnar nerve, and this peach is the radial. But the peach, I didn't say that, okay. Peach is the radial. This color, beige,
Yeah.
is the median, and the green is the ulnar. This ulnar is the same one that go behind this portion of the bone. Okay. That when you bend it like this for long periods of times, they said that you sleep like Dracula, right? Like this. In the morning, you wake up, and these two fingers are numb. And it's the same one also that, well, I don't know. I mean, in my country, Mexico, we always, when we are in the elementary school, we always have someone that is like a bully thing, right? And we used to have this issue that we have our recess, and all the kids are playing and making a lot of noise, right? And then the bell rings, and then everybody run to form a line, in the place of your class, of your room. First grade, second grade, we form a line. We all knew where it was. And so we formed the line, and then after that, everybody is already organized, and the professors, the teachers are taking each of the groups back to the classroom, right? And we are marching, right? We are marching back to the classroom. And so, but then this guy, always behind, it's always behind me. I don't understand why this guy. And he was always, trying to hit me right here when I was marching, right, like this, and then trying to hit me here. And sometimes he hit it right, and I feel an electrical shock going through my, and he specifically these two fingers. Obviously, back in those days, I didn't know what it was. All I knew it was this. I was really upset about that, and then I turned around and then I went to to see the principal, and I was in trouble. But the thing is that what he was hitting the ulnar nerve. That's what actually he was hitting. Give you some kind of a tingling sensation, right? That's that. Okay, on the back here, very clearly the lumbar plexus, and this main nerve, thick nerve, is the femoral nerve. Okay. On the back here. Sorry, Jose. We cannot really see very well the sacral plexus, but we see the sciatic plexus. This is the thickest one. Remember the thickest one. And remember where I said that you're supposed to actually apply your injection, so you miss that big time. And here is another sciatic plexus. Okay. Can we see all this here? Okay. So you're gonna have to be the tape here. Just my hands. Remember, my voice. So we're gonna count. We're gonna count here. So here we have C1. Ready? So here we have C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8. And then T1, T2, T3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. And then, can you see? Sorry. S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, C0, and the filum terminale. For those who are on the side here. S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, C0 on both sides, and then the filum terminale. Now, again, how to count these, right, without having to. Well, on the one hand, you remember the roots that I said from the brachial plexus. From what root to what root?
C5.
From C5 to T1. So this must be C5, and so count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm right. C5, C6, C7, C8. T1 is the last one, so I'm right here. So this was T1. And then T2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the one right below the last rib, thoracic rib. That's where the ribs are. And then L1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these are between the ribs and the sacrum, which is this portion here, which has been cut. It's one fused bone. Remember I said it's one fused bone. So it has been cut. Anything going through the opening of the sacrum, which is going to be this opening here, I'll turn around. This opening, this is one opening. One hole, here is another hole. So that will be S1, S2, S3. See that? So he has been cut. Here you have, between these two is one opening here. And between these two is another opening. So therefore you have C1 here, C2 here, going through these openings. Okay, so that is the sacrum. Okay. All right. In addition to that, you can see here where the spinal cord ends. That is the conus medullaris. You see this number here? That's the conus medullaris. I don't have my glasses, so I don't even know what number is that. And then
14.
Here, what's that?
14.
Okay. And then here you see all these. I can put a label here. That's the coda equina. That's the coda equina. And I'll show you the filum terminale there. You see here these kind of orangey structures here. That is the dorsal root ganglion in each of these ones. Notice there is no dorsal root ganglion in the C0 root, the cervical, I mean the coccygeal. And finally, here you have this one that is kind of a dark pink something, and those are the sympathetic chain ganglia. Notice the difference between the two. You get the sympathetic. Here you have these big sympathetic chain ganglia, sympathetic. Later you will see that this is the superior cervical, this is the middle cervical, this is the inferior cervical sympathetic ganglia, okay? And then they all have veins. All right, on the peripheral nerves from the cervical plexus, we see this one coming down here. That is the phrenic nerve, has been cut, but it's gonna go all the way down here where the diaphragm, which is over here, was gonna be located. That's the phrenic nerve. From here, see this one very clearly. We have C5 root, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1, okay, the roots. And then we have the C5 and the C6 forming the superior trunk. The C7 form the middle trunk. And the C8 and the T1 from the inferior trunk. And then from the trunks, you have the anterior and posterior division. You have the anterior and the posterior of the anterior and the posterior of the superior trunk, the anterior and posterior division of the middle trunk, the anterior and the posterior of the inferior trunk. So the three posterior divisions, that one, this one, and this one, the posterior of the superior, the posterior of the middle, and the posterior of the inferior trunk, forms this, which is the posterior cord. The anterior of the superior and the anterior of the middle forms the lateral cord, and then the anterior of the inferior forms the middle cord. So I told you to remember at least the cords: lateral, medial, posterior, lateral, medial, and posterior. What nerves come from the lateral? The radial and the axillary. I mean, from the radial. Sorry, what it is, the musculocutaneous and the median nerve. What nerves come from the medial? The median nerve and the ulnar. What nerves come from the posterior cord? The radial and the axillary. So these two join forming the median, and then from here also comes the musculocutaneous, and from here the ulnar. And the posterior cord will be the radial and the the axillary. From the lumbar plexus, we have the what is this? We have the femoral nerve. Okay. We have the femoral nerve. We have the lateral femoral cutaneous nerve. Okay, and then we have this one down here. Okay, this is the genitofemoral. This is the lateral femoral cutaneous. This is the femoral. Okay, and over here is the obturator. So, genitofemoral, the lateral femoral cutaneous, femoral nerve, and obturator. So they are all four. Only that I said that this one comes from higher region, and then it crosses over this nerve here, and it goes there. And then from the sacral plexus, we have this very thick, where the letter I is located. Okay. That is the sciatic nerve, okay, and this will be the pudendal, which comes out here. That's all I can say about this. We have also the cranial nerves here, but we rarely actually see the cranial nerves coming from there. All right.